Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. This one is a workbench update, just showing you what's on the go at the moment. Nothing really changed from was it last week or the week before, so I just thought I'd show you some of the Italians and a quick view of the Saxons I'm working on. This is a front rank miniatures 28mm Italian, I do apologise, an Italian, and obviously he's a grenadier. Sorry about the jerky hands. These are more or less done. I've just got to go through, what I normally do is once I've done the entire unit, before I varnish them, I go through one last time and just, check if there's any blemishes, paint on areas that shouldn't be. Usually on these lovely white uniforms I've usually flicked paint up them. So that's my grenadier. Now front rank sell these, you can either paint them as voltigeurs or grenadiers. Apologise if you can just hear one of my pops walking through the room. Now this is a bit different. He's a sapper or sapeur, and I've painted him with a white bearskin. That's not an undercoat or a primer. Rawkins, who I use a lot of his books or CDs, they've got an image of the 1st Regiment where the sapeur's actually got a white bearskin and like a red bag over it hanging down. So I put a bit of green stuff on there and had a go at that. I'm not 100% happy with the white on that. It's not showing up properly on the video anyway because of the lights, but I've done that in a cold white rather than a warm white. But he was a very nice figure to have a go on. Now I've used the method that I've used on the previous Italians, where I've done the brass work and bright work, as I call it, in non-metallic metal. So as in it's normal paint that's made to look a little bit more metallic, hence the end of the sword scabbard there. And then use true metallics, as in normal metallics, on the axe. I decided as an experiment I'm actually going to go away from the metallic paint completely. Let me just see if I can bring another one forward in the same view shot. This is a sergeant I'm working on, and as I've said, so on the musket there, it's hard to actually do two hands and twirl it round. Probably not the best shot actually. I'll get another one. But as you can see, that's just paint. What I'm trying to replicate to a degree is the what you'd see, say, on an Osprey book, where the artist obviously can't use metallic paint, so uses obviously greys and whites and whatever to get an effect of metal. So I just thought, well, if I'm doing the brass work or gold if it's an officer, then I might as well have a go at doing the muskets as well. I know it's not perfect compared to maybe, say, using the metallic on the other side, but I just fancied having a go. It's one of these things with painting. If you don't keep experimenting and having a try, then you'll never know. Here again is one that's done in a non-metallic style, obviously a voltigeur. Now these have got a fair way to go yet. As you can see, there's a lot of work to be done on these still. I only literally have a go at these at the end of the night. The brass hasn't even been done on any of these yet, and the yellow's still got to have another. I'll probably actually put some shadows in the yellow. Here's an officer, and what inspired me in the end was I wanted to do the bright work here, the silver braiding and that. I wanted to actually have a non-metallic look, because you can't always define it so well. Even if you mix paint in and inks in with your metallics, you can't always get that bit of a differentiation. That was a big word, I definitely couldn't spell it. So I wanted to go down the road of trying to use it, like I say, like the Ospreys, where you've got it blues and whites and greys, imitating silver. And this guy's actually got a gold gorget on. I've got to do a bit more to that yet, I think, because it's still a bit flat. As I say, my non-metallic work is really a work in progress. It's not perfect. I know that, compared to some of the guys out there, but I'm only learning. So I can only do what I can do. The sword, really, I'm not happy with, so I'm going to probably completely take that back and start it again. I don't know. See what you think. This is the eagle bearer. Again, non-metallics. So I just thought, if I'm doing that on the officers' braiding and that, I might as well go for the musket barrels and that as well. So I've set myself a task now, because I've now got to go back, and the rest of the unit that's painted, I've got to go back and do all the musket barrels and things like that. But I don't think it's too bad, when you're looking at it. I mean, it looks, it's got that silver look to it. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing. Again, the brasswork, that actually needs, that's a piece of the lanyard for the sword. That needs to be painted in. So, thanks a lot, guys, for taking a look. It's funny that the whole unit's actually farther forward than the guy I'm using as a bit of a tutorial. I've just been stuck for getting things done on that, so all I've got left to do on that tutorial piece is his face, which I'll probably do this week. I've just had a fair bit on. Well, let's have a look at this drummer. The drummer isn't complete either yet. As you can see, I've tried to do the brass work on the drum, make it look a bit brassy. Hoops have still got it. The hoops here, they've still got to be put in with the national colours. They tended to have them like the greens and reds. Going to play around with his swallow's nests on his arms here. They've just got to be brightened up a bit. It's a bit hard really with his green, because it's quite a. There's not much. I'm adding bits of colours to it to bring it up more, but I don't particularly want it really standing out, if that makes sense, because I wanted to make it a bit more duller. Obviously, he's got to have, obviously his badge is put on his tail, and so the drum itself's going to have a bit more work, like the drum skin itself. And also as a drummer on this regiment, if I'm thinking rightly, up here he has, instead of the normal green piping, it's green and white. There's not a lot of area to show there. Probably get away with doing a bit more down here. But no, on the whole, they're getting, to say I'm only doing bits and pieces on them. They're getting towards the end. I'm painting all the hair in like a black with a bit of brown or a bit of dark sea blue mixed in with them. To have that Mediterranean hair look rather than loads of blondes and reds and whatever. I've dulled down the faces with a wash in places of scarlet to give a more Mediterranean look, but I'm toying with the idea of bringing all the faces up by one highlight, putting a bit more brighter on, as I would have done on some of the other naps. So yeah, that's my Italians. I'll just quickly show a Saxon unit because they're here. As you can see, I've sanded the base. I'm actually about to put some watered down PVA on those in a bit. I always like to put an extra layer of PVA on top of the sand. It just stops the sand soaking all the paint up so easy. So they're a Saxon Grenadier unit, and if I can stretch over without knocking everything flying, I've got 2 units of skirmishers as well. Now I've actually ordered some Württembergers 28mm and some Nassau 28mm from Front Rank, again just to paint and sell on, but I couldn't be doing any more white for a while once the Saxons are out of the way. Although saying that, here we go, something not white, Saxon light infantry in green. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I hope everything's going well with you guys, and you know that you're getting your figures out there. Chris Wharing's asked to have a shout out. I did forget Chris the other day and I apologise for that. He does a lot of naps. He loves his painting, and he's got a lovely little channel. So if you'd like to go over and give Chris Wharing a shout and maybe a sub, he'd appreciate that. He wants to build his numbers up a bit, and you know, he's often on everybody else's channels, you know, giving them a comment and a like. So show Chris some love if you can. Yeah, he's a nice bloke. So thanks a lot, guys. You take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you again on another vid. Cheers.